So hello, my name is Hannah and I'm the Global Support Manager here at Wiz Education, who provides Maths-Whizz. So we all know that this year has been incredibly challenging for everyone, but especially for our children. We know kids have learning gaps due to the disruption in their learning and likely to have learning loss. So the great news is Maths-Whizz will fill in those gaps in short sessions with not too much screen time and in a fun and engaging way. So today we're going to be covering 1, what Maths-Whizz is, 2, what your child will experience, 3, your parent account, 4, how to support your child into becoming a Maths-Whizz superstar, and then as mentioned, a Q&A at the end. So firstly, I'd like to talk a bit about Wiz Education and who we are. So we were founded on the core belief every child deserves a learning experience tailored to their individual needs and pace of learning. So we developed Maths-Whizz, an adaptive online tutor designed to meet the individual needs of students. Wiz Education partners around the world to improve learning outcomes with ministries, schools. So now we're going to talk a bit about what Maths-Whizz is. So I know that for some of people attending this webinar, you may be existing customers, maybe your child has Maths-Whizz through their school, you're a subscriber, you're in the free trial, or perhaps you're also someone who has just started using Maths-Whizz. So we're going to talk a bit now about what Maths-Whizz is. So Maths-Whizz is to benefit your child's learning. And as we all know, teachers do a fantastic job. However, our research shows there is an average 4-year gap in ability in the average classroom. This is a challenge to teachers across the globe. And this is where Maths-Whizz comes in, as it is completely personalised to fill in any gaps. Many parents tell us it creates a love of maths and they see that their child's confidence increase. So Maths-Whizz delivers lessons in a sequence dependent on your child's needs and pace of learning. It uses continuous assessment to keep track of your child's knowledge gaps and adapts. So Maths-Whizz will deliver the lesson at the right time, just as a human tutor would. So now I'm going to talk a bit about the assessment. So like I said, I know that some parents may be new, have already done the assessment, or some may be signing up for a free trial. So this is the first stage in your child's journey on learning in Maths-Whizz. Now, it's incredibly important when they do this initial baseline assessment. It's somewhere with minimal distractions, somewhere quiet where they can really concentrate. So the initial assessment can take around an hour, dependent on the age and ability. However, we do recommend you can break it up into short sessions as all progress will be saved. There is audio up to Maths age 9. So if your child needs a bit of extra help with reading, that's absolutely fine, as the questions will be read out. However, as a parent, you can also help them with reading. It is extremely important, however, that you do not help your child answer any of the questions, as the initial assessment is to assess them in a range of 22 topics, depending on their maths age, and find out where their strongest and weakest topics are. And we want to know your child's maths age without any help. So it's incredibly important you let them do that independently. But like we say, it can be broken up into sections as all their progress will be saved. We do also recommend that the assessment is reset every year, at least. So if your child hasn't used Maths-Whizz for a while, or you think that your child needs a reassessment, you can always pop us a message and we can help get that done for you. So next, we just want to talk a bit about the tutor here, the Maths-Whizz tutor, and how Maths-Whizz works, which we touched on briefly earlier. So for each learning objective, Maths-Whizz starts by introducing a teaching section. So the children get their learning objective and then they have a short teaching section introducing the concept to them. They then move on to the exercise, which is fun, animated. Children really enjoy it. There's a lot of sound effects and it's really good fun. This is interactive and structured. So if your child gets something wrong, there's not going to be a big red X telling them that they've got the answer wrong. Instead, there's structured helps, we call them, to help prompt them to get the correct answer. And everything is structured in order to help your child. So that's really animated and really fun. And your child needs to score 70% to show they have a good understanding before moving on to the pen and paper style test. So this is the corresponding test of that learning objective. So that is pen and paper style test. Like I said, it's there to replicate a real life exam. So there's no animations, there's no animations or lots of noises. It's just to replicate a real life exam situation. So your child needs to score 60% in order to move on in the test. However, if your child doesn't pass the exercise, one or two things happen. So your child is not going to be left to struggle if they don't have a good understanding of the concept. So we'll move to an exercise in another topic that's easier, or in the same topic that's easier to also bridge that gap. So children need to pass the exercise and the corresponding test, and we call that a progression because they have shown that they've got good understanding of that concept. And we're going to talk a bit more about progressions when we look at the parent account. We do recommend at least 3 progressions per week, which shows that a child is making good progress, and 60 minutes of tutor usage per week. Maths-Whizz is very flexible. It doesn't require a huge amount of time sat in front of a screen. So you can break that up into 20-minute sections. And that's our guideline for 60 minutes per week. So this is what your child's learning journey looks like. We're all about long-term progress and visibility for children. So they can see the amount of time they've used Maths-Whizz for, they can earn credits in their lessons, and they can use this in the play zone and create avatars. So there's a huge range of motivational tools. Here's a quick summary about what we've discussed. Your child logs in using their unique Maths-Whizz username and password. Children complete that baseline assessment, which identifies any gap in their knowledge, which they should do independently. And then the tutor provides a child with their lessons at their exact level, and the tutor determines whether the child is ready to progress or needs extra support. So this means you as a parent as well, let your child use Maths-Whizz independently because the lessons are given to them dependent on their ability, and Maths-Whizz will constantly adapt dependent on the answers given to how they show their understanding. And that's really important as well, because we all know that just naturally people will choose the lessons maybe that they're best at or they enjoy the most, whereas there are probably lessons which they wouldn't choose, which need to be given in order to fill in those learning gaps. So we're going to talk a bit now about the lessons marked in real time and what's available to you as a parent and how you can support your child through your parent dashboard. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to log into your parent dashboard. So if there is anyone as well so as a parent, you can log in at whiz.com. This is mobile friendly as well, so you can check it on the go. And your username will be your email address, and then you can just log in here. So as a parent, I'm taken through to this page where we have the key metrics that we need to look at. So the first one is progressions, which we touched on briefly, and this is the most important metric that we need to look at. So as I said, a progression is achieved when a child passes the animated exercise and then the corresponding pen and paper style test, showing that they have a good understanding of the learning objective, and that's one progression. So we do recommend at least 3 progressions per week to show good progress. You can change the reporting period as well of any of these reports. This can coincide with the week or change to your needs. So as parents, we want to see our children achieving those 3 progressions per week at least. So then we'll have a look at usage as well. So every child is completely different, and some children can take longer to make a progression and some can be quicker making a progression. But what we want to see is those 3 progressions per week. So we do recommend at least 60 minutes of usage per week. And the fantastic thing is this usage only counts as time spent learning. So any time that's not spent learning by your child, for example, doing the motivation tools, such as building an avatar or games, will not count. So you can see in real time exactly what your child has done and which lessons they have done. So we also have Maths Age as well. And for people from the UK, this is similar to Reading Age. So this can only be seen by parents and not children. However, we do tell people not to get stuck on the Maths Age because that's just showing simply how far in the curriculum they are. And as they make those all-important progressions, the Maths Age is going to increase. And it's really normal for the Maths Age to be quite a bit lower or quite a bit higher. And just thinking about the circumstances of this year and the fact that children undoubtedly have had some form of learning loss, which may be in certain topics, it can be a real range. But as children start to use Maths-Whizz and follow those guidelines, you'll see that Maths Age increase. So next we're going to move to topics. And as parents, it's quite unusual we get this level of visibility in terms of a breakdown of how our child is doing in each topic. So there's 22 topics within Maths-Whizz, and how many topics will depend on your child's Maths Age, because topics are only introduced to your child when they have demonstrated that they are ready. So the grey bars represent the results of that initial assessment that we talked about. And it's very likely that there will be topics that are slightly weaker than other topics and stronger topics, and that's very normal. And what Maths-Whizz is going to do is it's going to plug those gaps. So for example, here, rapid recall, place value, and properties of numbers, in order to close those knowledge gaps, but it will also concentrate on the stronger topics as well to create a rounded profile. We know that there are topics that are incredibly important for later topics, for example, fractions. So it's really important that our children don't have any gaps. And that's what Maths-Whizz will do. It will plug them while also concentrating on the stronger topics as well. So the green bars represent the progress of your child as they keep using Maths-Whizz. And over time, you're going to see these huge green bars. And all of these ages add up to create an average, which is the maths age. So you can actually see all the lessons that your child has completed. And there are some things that we can watch out for. I'm just going to change this reporting period till since assessment. So here we can see this incomplete sign. So it's really, really important that we get children to persevere and complete the lesson, even if they're struggling. And that's really important because Maths-Whizz adapts throughout, but it needs to know that your child doesn't understand that concept by entering incorrect answers. So if a child doesn't finish a lesson, that lesson is going to come back up because we won't move a child on until they prove that they fully understand that learning objective. So it's really important we encourage them to persevere, even if they're finding it a bit tricky. And I'm going to talk about some of the ways we can do that. So if you do find a lesson where your child was struggling, so for example, this one, what you can do is click on the lesson. You can do it yourself, and also you can put your child next to you and explain it and go through it together. And this won't affect their score, but it just means that they'll have a better understanding the next time the lesson comes up. And we also have the learning objective here. So there are a range of motivation tools as well available. So you can send a message to your child directly. So for example, if you see a lesson which you want them to finish and keep going, you do keep going, and you can add some stickers, which children absolutely love. And these are designed by our students from around the world. So we run competitions where students can design them. So I'm just going to put this sticker here, and then it goes to the children and they can put it in their sticker book. So this goes directly to your child, which is a really great way for parents to keep kids motivated. There we go. We are also here to support you in any way possible. So I'm going to put up a screen with our email address at the end, but we also have live chat available as well. And that's Monday to Friday, 24 hours GMT. You can click new conversation and then you'll be connected to someone in under 6 seconds. And you can even share your screen with us. We can go through reports. We're happy to answer any questions you may have. So we've got someone asking, does the tutoring match the national curriculum, Julian? So yes, it does for the UK curriculum. It matches all the learning objectives up to year 6. And then from year 6 to year 8, it matches 96%. So we have another question. How can I share my daughter's progress with the school? So those reports are an absolutely fantastic insight. You can share with your school, give your teacher the login details for the parent account, or you can screenshot the reports as well. You can also get in touch with support, and we're happy to email your school to discuss your child's progress. So my son is doing online work from school. Should he do Maths-Whizz as well? So absolutely. The fantastic thing that I mentioned about Maths-Whizz is that children can do it independently. It really builds their confidence and enjoyment of maths, which is incredibly important. And it's only short, sharp sections. So it's really going to help him in school. It can do the pre-teaching and also fill in any gaps that he has. Saying, how can I log in? If that's a parent, you log in at wiz.com and your username will be your email address. For children, they also log in at wiz.com and they should have a username and password. Can my daughter's school take out a subscription to Massverse for all her classmates? Absolutely. So Maths-Whizz is used across the world by ministries, trusts, schools, and we have various subscription offers to partner with schools. So please just pop us an email on the address and then we'll be happy to help. We want as many children to benefit from Maths-Whizz as possible. I have 2 kids who are struggling in maths. Do you recommend using Maths-Whizz over the summer holidays, and do you have a sampling discount? So absolutely, and we are launching a summer learning program, which is really, really exciting, which is also Maths-Whizz in a structured way, which we have planner as well that you can use, but also lots of hands-on activities, outdoors activities that are going to be really exciting for over the summer. So do keep a lookout for that. Got another one. Where should I go to do a free trial? So on whiz.com, you can go for the free trial, and we'll also put it in the chat. That includes the initial assessment and 7 days of unlimited lessons. My daughter is standard 6 in Botswana. We do Cambridge curriculum. She writes her exams this year. Will this help her fill gaps and improve her confidence? So absolutely. What we do recommend as well is to sign up for the free trial, get your daughter to do the initial assessment and see what her maths age comes out in, because we have learning objectives from foundation, which is 4 years, up to maths age 14. But with many children, there are going to be gaps, and Maths-Whizz will fill it in. And it can also help her improve her confidence ready for the exam. So I'd really strongly recommend that you sign up for a free trial. So do we interact with the children directly? That's a great question. So no, there's no interaction with the children directly. Maths-Whizz works as a human tutor would, and it uses artificial intelligence to keep track of their progress. So any interaction as well would, for example, with yourself, children, would be through the messaging app. But we're here to support parents in any way possible, and we do have resources on our website as well. And as I mentioned, we're doing the summer learning campaign, which is really, really exciting, with a lot of practical activities. So Maths-Whizz can be suitable for a wide range of children because it is completely personalised to the children. It goes on their maths age. So we cover learning objectives from foundation, which is reception, so 4 years plus, up to maths age 14. So as I said, if you're not quite sure if Maths-Whizz is right for your child because perhaps their age is above or below, go to the free trial, do the initial assessment, and have a look at what maths age they come out of. Where will we find info on the summer campaign? So that will go live in June, I believe, and there will also be emails to all parents who are customers or signed up for a free trial. So we'll publicise that a bit close to the time, but it's going to be really, really exciting, and we want families to get involved. My son is a year behind in maths. If he keeps up with 3 progressions per week, will he be able to catch up? So absolutely, that is what Maths-Whizz is for. You may feel that your child needs a bit longer than the 60 minutes, and that's absolutely fine. So we do actually have a guarantee that in the first year of Maths-Whizz, if your child uses it for 60 minutes per week, then your child will make an 18-month increase in their maths age in the first year, or their money back. So we're happy to support you in any way. If you have any questions or want to sign up for the free trial, that Maths-Whizz can definitely benefit your child. Okay, so we've got one here. What does it cost to sign up? So it's $149.99 per year for an annual subscription, which is our best value subscription. And then we also have a monthly option of $19.99 per month. We also have sibling discounts as well that are available if you sign up more than 1 child. And I do encourage you that anything you need help with, please contact us and we'll be more than happy to answer.